Welcome to my channel. My name is London and today we are getting into the whole Jeffree Star Jawbreaker collection. My hair is green. Thank you for noticing. But I am just so inspired. I've been wanting to dye my hair green for literally months now, and I finally got enough courage to do this. So I will be doing 4 videos in total with this entire collection. I don't want to put everything all into one video because it's going to be super long, but I do have a couple questions and a couple things that I did want to get into, and I want to divide this into several different videos so that if you only care about just the regular Jawbreaker palette, or if you only care about the lipsticks, then you can kind of get catered to your own preferences and stuff. So with this video, we are going to be going over the swatches of all 3 of the palettes and the 3 highlighters and the lipstick. Just arm swatches for today, but I have all 6 of the lipsticks here. I'm also going to be comparing the big Jawbreaker palette to the Blue Blood palette and see if there's any similar colors in there and give you guys some swatch comparisons. And I'll also be going over the prices and all of that stuff. So if you're interested in that, then please keep on watching. As I come out with my other videos, I'll have them linked in the cards for you guys. So if you're later in watching this video, then here you go. So in total, I got the big Jawbreaker palette, the highlighting palette, the mini breaker palette, 6 of the liquid lipsticks, 3 lip scrubs, and 3 Supreme Frost highlighters. And my total was just about $400. It was $396. But individually, I think everything is pretty fairly priced. So these were $32 a piece, the Supreme Frost highlighters. I don't remember them being that expensive, but they were the most expensive thing other than the actual palettes. As for the Velour Liquid Lipsticks, they are their usual $18, and the beautiful green packaging to match my green hair. The lip scrubs were their usual $12. The mini breaker palette was $28. The Brain Freeze palette was $40, but it is heavy. And lastly, the big Jawbreaker palette was $58. And the one thing that I did not get that I wanted to get was the lip ammunitions, but they did not have the lip ammunitions, the ones that look like this, at my Morphe store, and I don't know if they were at other Morphe stores, but I was really excited to get more of these lipsticks, but unfortunately they didn't have them yet, so I'll have to get these later on. So before I get into the swatches, I want to try out these lip scrubs because I can't really swatch these, and these are probably the least interesting in with everything. So I just want to pop these open really fast. This one is the pineapple juice. Oh yeah, that smells like a pina colada. Oh my gosh, this smells so great. See if you guys can see. I wonder what it tastes like. It doesn't taste very strongly of pineapples, but it smells amazing. The next one is the one that I kind of think that I'm gonna like, maybe. But this one is cucumber mint. Interesting. What does it smell like? Oh, it smells like mint, but it's not like a mint, like a toothpaste mint. I don't know. And then this one is also like a bluish color, and it doesn't really taste like mint or cucumber. It definitely helped with that dry skin I had. Oh man. And the last lip scrub is the lemon sucker. Oh my god, this one's my favorite. Smell wise, holy crap. Ooh, that smells so good. I want to look at the colors of these two. Oh, okay, so the pineapple one is just a little bit darker than the lemon one. Oh my gosh, what does it smell like? It smells amazing. It's like sweet lemons. So now that we got the lip scrubs out of the way, I'm gonna get into the swatches, and I'm gonna start off with the Supreme Frost. So there's Diamond Wet, Caramel Kiss, and Candy Apple Drip. And the first swatch is just a finger swatch, and the second swatch is a little bit blended in and more so how I would wear it on my face, so you guys can get a better idea of what they look like. The candy apple drip I most likely will use on my eyes and maybe very, 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 very lightly on my cheeks, but I don't think I will be wearing the candy apple drip on my cheek very often. So next up are the 6 Velour Liquid Lipsticks. So there is Fully Nude, Strawberry Crush, Yes Ma'am, Purple Urcle, Bronze Blood, and No Offense. And I'll tell you, no offense, I am so freaking excited to wear this on my lips. You guys have no idea. This green color is what my collection needed. These other colors I'm a little skeptical about, but I'll be doing another swatch video with those by themselves. Next up is the Mini Breaker Palette. Look at the cute packaging. Why did Jeffree Star make stuff that I don't want to throw away? But let's get into swatching the Mini Breaker Palette. So starting with the first row, working across, so on and so forth, there's Double Scoop, Orange Crush, Foreplay, Oral, Purple Punch, Slice, Bubblegum, Bite Me, and then Hot Fudge. And I'm actually super happy about this palette because even though there's 2 shades that are in the big palette, I definitely feel like I would be reaching for this one a little bit more than the big palette, especially since my hair is green. I think there's a lot of purples in here that I would like to use on my eyes with this green hair. Next, we're gonna just work up in size. We have the Brain Freeze palette, which is so cute. It's perfect for 4th of July. And I'm gonna be doing these kind of similar to how I did the Supreme Frost, where I'm gonna do one just like finger swatch and then one kind of blended out. So working across the line here, there's Cold Shoulder, Gold Breaker, Cocky, Statue Quay, help me, Frozen Fruit, and Freeze Tag. I will say I kind of wish the Gold Breaker has a little bit more kind of dimension to it. Let me show you guys. It's so pretty. And lastly is the Big Mama Jawbreaker palette. Holy moly. So with this one I had to do 2 different, this looks like on camera. Oh, so pretty and untouched. So starting with the first 2 rows, per usual, just going down the line, we have Virgin, Good Morning, Bubblegum, Wow, Suck, Licorice, Cute, Buck, Gumdrop, Snack, Brain Freeze, Jawbreaker. Now going with the other arm, there's And What, Orange Juice, Sour, Soaked, Raspberry, Cotton Candy, Lemon Drop, Bite Me, Cherry Wet, Tasty, Cone, and Delicious. And those are all the swatches with the Jawbreaker palette. So now that we got through all of that, I'm going to be doing most of today's look with the Jawbreaker palette. I will be doing 2 different eye looks. One eye maybe a little bit more red and one eye a little bit more of like a pastel-y blue purple color. And I will have a whole separate video for the Mini Breaker palette, since there are 2 shades in this palette that are in the regular big Jawbreaker palette. I will save this one for its own video, and I'll also be using some of the Brain Freeze palette on my face. I don't know which lipstick I'm going to choose, but I will be using the liquid lipstick, and I will try to use a little bit of Diamond Wet and maybe some Caramel Kiss. We'll see, but I'm gonna put some foundation on and we can get into the Jeffree Star collection. What do you guys think so far? Before we get into everything, I just want to know what y'all's thoughts are with the swatches and the collection. I will be getting the lip ammunitions, but just later on when I can get my hands on them. But if you like this so far, just hit that thumbs up button. Also subscribe and hit that bell notification so you get notified for my other Jeffree Star Jawbreaker videos, and let's get on into this. All right, so I got the rest of my makeup on except for obvious things to try out, but I did use the Jeffree Star concealer and the Jeffree Star setting powder. I'll have that video linked in the cards for you guys if you were curious about that video. But now we got the Mickey ears on, and I'm going to be digging into this palette. I've been staring at it while doing my makeup, and I just want to point out, so I went and I counted all of the pinky reddish orange shades. So there's about 9-10 pinky reddish shades depending on if you count Suck in there, but that's like an orangey shade. And then the next most amount of shades there are is a lot of the blue ones, and there's 4 blue shades in here. Oh my god, what did I do to my eyebrow? What the heck? Hold up. Okay, that's a little bit better. So we're gonna do mostly the red shades on this side. So I'm gonna take the shade Buff, which is the pinky shade right there. We're just gonna dive right into it. I will say I love Jeffree Star's eyeshadow formula. I've done a few videos with Jeffree Star products on my channel if you're new, but just as a background, I have the Blue Blood and the Alien palette. So this is the 3rd full collection of Jeffree Star that I have. Now I'm going to take the shade Licorice, which is extremely soft and extremely pigmented from what I found out. This shade you have to be so careful with. This is pigmented. This is a red. Oh, also, I forgot to say, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer. Yeah, this is the softest shade in there. It will kick back on you when you dig in with a brush. Like, I'm just tapping into it and it is just, wow, going everywhere. But I like this. I feel like everyone needs like a really good red in their collection, and I feel like this is a pretty good red that I don't already have, especially for 4th of July. That's coming up here. I don't really know what I'm doing for 4th of July, but I have a red and a blue now. And then I'm gonna take the shade Raspberry, which is that dark shade right there. Ooh, this one's really soft, but not as soft as Licorice. But we're gonna deepen up my crease with this shade. It's not that much darker. I feel like it's not darker, it's just a different tone than Licorice. So I feel like this isn't gonna really deepen anything up. Now I'm gonna take the shade Suck, which is the shimmering pinky shade. I'm gonna use it dry first. That still packed a pretty good punch just on a dry brush. Now let's try wetting it a little bit. Oh, hello, my friend. Where have you been? I'm gonna not do the lower lash line right now because I'm not sure what I want to do yet. So we're gonna move on to this eye, and I'm first going to be taking Brain Freeze, which is this blue shade over here, and kind of doing the same shape because I am doing a dual toned eyeshadow look and I am wearing this out, so I don't want it to look too freaking crazy. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade Cute right here on the end. She's cute. I'm almost liking these shades a little bit more than what's in the Blue Blood palette because I feel like these don't have any problem showing up on my skin tone, while as like Minty and that other lighter shade, I have to kind of build it up. And then now I'm gonna take the shade Soaked, which is this blue shade right here. Okay, that packs a bit more of a punch. This shade almost reminds me of Blue Blood in a way. I don't know if it's because it's layered on top of that other shade or if it does look like Blue Blood. And if you guys are curious about that, I'll have the swatch comparisons of the Blue Blood and the Jawbreaker at the end of this video. But I'm having a little bit of trouble building it up in the center right there. I'm gonna take a flat brush and see if this helps. It helps helped a little bit, but I'm still having some problems with this shade. Every time I try to go and blend it, I feel like that color gets a little patchy, if you guys can see. Never had that experience before. And I'm just gonna take a little teeny tiny baby bit of Delicious, this shade. Just gonna try and run that along my lash line. And then for the shimmer on this eye, I'm gonna take the shade Jawbreaker. It's a little bit more of a golden shade, but I feel like it's gonna match up with the red and blue. We're gonna try it dry, not too shabby. I'm gonna do it wet. Oh, hello, gold. Where have you been? Now what I think I wanna do is do opposites under my lash line. So I'm gonna do blue under this lash line and red underneath this lash line. So for this side, I'm gonna take that shade Soaked. Why don't I just do this for 4th of July? After Soaked, I'm gonna take Brain Freeze. And then on this eye, I'm gonna wipe off some of the eyeshadow that went a little too far down. And I'm gonna take the shade Licorice and put that on the outer corner. Whoa. Okay, and then I'm gonna blend out the inner corner with the Upward. I'm gonna take the Virgin shade and highlight my brow bone and my inner corner. I didn't really think this was gonna show up on me, but I really like this shade. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put some winged eyeliner on and some mascara, and then we get into the highlighter, and don't know what lipstick I wanna do yet. I decided not to do lashes because I like the way this looks. So we are going to be getting into the Brain Freeze palette. I'm not gonna go too crazy with all of the colors. I think I'm gonna only do 2 today, and I am doing 3 look with this whole palette in a later video, so I'll get some more use out of this whole palette so you can see what they all look like on my skin tone if you're wanting to compare them all. And I am doing a separate video with the Mini Breaker palette as well, if you guys didn't catch on to that. But I will say the ones that are screaming my name right now is definitely Freeze Tag, Frozen Fruit, and Gold Breaker. And I can't tell which one I want to do. You know, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna be all kinds of mix matchy today. So I'm gonna take Freeze Tag, the blue one. I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna put it on the red side. That doesn't look very blue on my skin. I don't know if I'm happy or sad about that. It doesn't look very blue on my face. It just looks kind of, I don't know, like a normal lighter toned highlight. I'm gonna wipe that brush off, and I'm gonna take Frozen Fruit, the pink one. Oh my god. I'm gonna wipe my brush off. Okay, Frozen Fruit wants to shine today. Oh my goodness. I like took over my whole cheek. All right, now I have to even this out. I'm gonna take more of Freeze Tag. Why does Frozen Fruit look so much more bright on my face? I'm gonna take Gold Breaker. I know I said I wasn't gonna use a lot of shades, now I'm using 3. Oh, wow, that is very gold. Holy moly. I'm gonna highlight my pimple over here. This is my pimple friend that wanted to join the party, which I will talk about more pimple stuff in a different video. But I feel so highlighted. I've been doing more natural makeup lately for summer. Since I live in Texas, it's super hot outside, but I haven't been doing any like blinding highlights lately, and this is like, what? Hello. I think I have it enough blinding. Ooh, I'll put a little bit of Diamond Wet in my inner corner. I will use one of the Supreme Frost. I'm just gonna use it with a brush. Diamond Wet definitely reminds me of the Fenty Diamond Bomb, but I feel like it has a little bit more of like a golden diamond to it. I mean, it's not golden like this, but like it's almost like a champagne in a way. I don't know if you can tell. So for lips, I'm gonna take 2 of them today. I feel like Strawberry Crush would look the best with this. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I thought it was gonna really clash, but I like this, and especially like if you cover up the eye look, I feel like I really like this pink lipstick with my green hair. And I'm gonna take a little bit of bronze blood in the center. I feel like it shows up when I put it on, but every time I try to blend it, it just looks like I ombre'd my lips. It doesn't even look like it has some shine to it. If you are at the very end, you are probably curious about the Jawbreaker and the Blue Blood and what shades are similar in this. So now we're gonna get into the swatches. So the ones that instantly came to me was Minty and I'm Cold and Blue Blood. Have similar shades in the Jawbreaker palette, and those are Cute, Brain Freeze, and Soaked. Next to each other, they don't really look that similar. Like I can see the differences. Like Brain Freeze and I'm Cold kind of look similar on the camera that I can tell, but as far as just looking at them, these from the Jawbreaker palette look a little bit deeper. So I'm gonna swatch them and compare them for you guys. All right, I'm gonna be inserting the swatches right now. So on the left side is the Blue Blood palette, and on the right side is the Jawbreaker palette. So I compared Minty to Cute, and Cute is definitely more of like a seafoam green shade, and Minty is more like a Tiffany blue. For the next one, I compared I'm Cold to Brain Freeze, and on the camera, I felt like you couldn't really see a difference, but you definitely see more of a difference in person because Brain Freeze is a lot deeper and a lot more like a true blue, while I'm Cold is more of like a pastel blue. And then the last two is Blue Blood from the Blue Blood palette and Soaked from the Jawbreaker palette. And these two are almost completely different. The Blue Blood shade is a lot more blue, like a true sky blue, and Soaked is a more of a purpley blue, which is why I swatched the last shade, which is Blue Monday from the Blue Blood palette, and I just wanted to see how they looked next to each other. But Blue Monday is definitely more of a purpley blue. It looks more purple swatched next to all of these blue shades for sure, but I just wanted to point that out to you guys for anybody who's really curious like what my opinions are about someone who already has the Blue Blood palette. Like, what do they all look like? They're definitely all different shades of blue. All right, and this is the end of this video, kind of introducing the whole Jawbreaker collection to you guys and getting a little bit of a feel of how this collection is. Now I will be deep diving, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button, also the bell notification so you do get notified for my next couple videos with the Jawbreaker palette. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. My arm hurts from doing all these swatches, but I will be doing more swatches with the lipstick and with the palettes on their own videos, but this video is mostly for the whole collection that I have right now. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.